Night comes early this time of year in my part of the world, or the appearance of night. On a cloudy day, it feels as if it's never truly light out. I've been feeling a bit tired lately, maybe because of the dark, or maybe simply because we're biologically wired to crawl into a cave and sleep this time of year. It's only about 4:45 p.m. in these clips. Perhaps it's for this reason that Christmas lights have become more ubiquitous in Denmark in recent years. We've always had them, or at least as far back as I can remember, but not quite to this extent. So it may seem a little odd to make a video at night, in the dark, but honestly, it's dark in Denmark now. It's dark at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon here now, and it's dark in the mornings. So we can either pretend that there is no dark and film in the few daylight hours that we have, but even those are grey, and today at least it's been pretty gloomy. So I figured, why not just embrace the dark and go for a little night walk in my little village suburb here. When I was a child, most people put lights on Christmas trees only. You could see them on farms far away when you drove along country roads, and in towns, in people's gardens, and in public squares. Then came long strings of light that people put on their houses, followed by lights in different colors, a relatively recent phenomenon in Denmark. Nowadays, more and more people put up more and more lights in all sorts of ingenious places and shapes and colors. I find it a bit baffling when the first Christmas lights appear even before Halloween, however, and when the first Christmas candy pops up in supermarkets before they've sold the last pumpkins. It's as if we haven't quite figured out how to integrate these aspects of the holidays into our Danish culture yet. Or maybe it's like that in other countries too. My village suburb is a mix of new and old houses, some of them quite old. Where I live is on the same latitude as Novosibirsk in Russia, Newfoundland in Canada, the Gulf of Alaska, Derry in Northern Ireland, and Newcastle upon Tyne in Britain, just to give you an idea of where my little place on the earth is located. Quite far north, yet not enough to ensure that we have snow in the winter. Not anymore, anyway. There was a sprinkling at the beginning of December, and a few centimeters in other parts of the country, notably in Jutland. It always strikes me as incredible that there are such huge differences in such a small country. But our position on the globe is enough to ensure the darkness now. Winter solstice will be upon us soon, and so I take the increasing amount of Christmas lights to be a way of getting all the light that we can now, whether real or fake, an attempt to fight off the winter blues and add a bit of hope and hygge in the gloom of the Danish winter. While I love all the Christmas lights and sometimes take detours around town and in my village suburb to go down certain roads where I know there's a particularly kitschy display of lights, I also feel a bit ambivalent about it all. It's a cozy time of year, potentially, but there are also a lot of built-in expectations, especially for Christmas Eve, which is when we celebrate Christmas in Denmark, but also for all the activities that are expected to go on during the month of December. It can be hard to live up to. It's not uncommon to see ads for perfect Christmas scenarios, as well as happy pictures on social media of people with their families baking or putting up a Christmas tree, or of different generations coming together to get into the Christmas spirit. That's all great, and I wish them well, but some of us can't have that. My youngest daughter only has one grandparent left, and it looks as though he won't be able to make it to our place for Christmas this year. The same goes for other family members, which means it will be a quiet affair here. That's okay for me by now. but I feel guilty for not being able to give her more somehow. It's so easy to feel that we can't live up to expectations. I have 2 friends who are divorced and who won't be spending Christmas with their children this year. They feel ambivalent about Christmas too, Christmas Eve in particular. The notion of the nuclear family and a so-called perfect Christmas has long since been abandoned, but not without a certain sense of guilt and regret. So it can be a tricky time to navigate, also for people who are lonely. One of the things I find helpful is to try to have fewer expectations, or to look at Christmas as just a cozy time of year, and Christmas Eve as just a potentially cozy evening, nothing more. I might not tell my daughter this because she still has certain expectations. Of course she has. But I can't deliver on all of them. If you're feeling both hopeful and uneasy about Christmas as well, if you're celebrating Christmas that is, I think we should agree that that's perfectly alright. I read somewhere only a few days ago that people who have both positive and negative thoughts, and not only positive or only negative thoughts, are healthier, both mentally and physically. So if that's you as well, maybe we can derive some comfort from that at this time of year. Anyway, I wish you a lovely month of December, and I will see you again before Christmas Eve, I hope. I'll leave you with a few more images from a little further afield, just to give you a glimpse of a few more Christmas lights. Bye for now.